Hello and welcome to another episode of Property Ponderings, the podcast where we dig deep into the world of property buying, selling and renovating, giving you advice to ponder. My name is Craig Nicol, your host. I'm a licensed real estate agent in Melbourne, Australia, with over 15 years of property experience as an agency owner, property investor, renovator, town planner, salesperson, auctioneer and buyer's agent. I want you to make better property buying, selling and renovating decisions to build the future that you are chasing. In this episode, it's for those of you that feel like you're behind, because it seems like everyone else has bought a home except you. It's easy to feel frustrated or disheartened, but don't let comparison derail your journey. By the end of this episode, you'll have actionable strategies to get you back on track, plus some perspective to keep you motivated along the way. Let's get started. Firstly, let's acknowledge that feeling behind is natural, especially in a society that places so much value on home ownership. But remember, everyone's journey is different. So let's think about some key points to keep in mind as the first part of this episode and just understanding why you feel behind. So some key points. Firstly, your timeline is unique. So home ownership isn't a race. People buy homes at different stages for different reasons, and sometimes the timing simply isn't right for you just yet. The second point is circumstances matter. You might be juggling other priorities, building a career, paying off debt, or even waiting for the right property or financial opportunity. And thirdly and finally, comparison isn't helpful. It's easy to see others' successes and forget the challenges they face to get there, especially with social media these days, but focus on your own goals, not someone else's timeline. Alright, the second thing to do is to reflect on your current position. So if you're feeling stuck, take a step back and evaluate where you stand. Ask yourself, are you clear on your financial position? Do you know exactly how much you can afford and whether you're pre-approved for a loan? Secondly, what's stopping you? Is it finances, fear of making the wrong decision, or difficulty finding the right property? Identifying those roadblocks is the first step to overcoming them. And then finally, are you being realistic? Are your expectations for location, property type, or price point achievable in the current market? Or are you simply praying for something to change so you can afford to buy into an area, or praying for a certain property type to come up that just rarely comes up? So step 3 now. So building a plan for moving forward. So we've talked about acknowledging where you're at and acknowledging the fact that you're on your own time frame. And then we've tried to look and reflect on our current position to find any roadblocks that we have in place. And then thirdly, we want to build a plan moving forward. So the first thing to look at here is to set clear goals. So define what success looks like to you. Is it owning a home in your dream suburb, or would starting with an investment property in a more affordable area work for you now? Review your finances. Meet with a mortgage broker or financial planner to ensure savings, a good credit score and budget are on track. And thirdly, let's reassess your criteria. Be open to compromises. Could you start smaller or in a different location to get your foot in the door? Let's not be stubborn about that initial step, because there may just be another way to get to the goal that you want in the long term. All right, and then an important step, number 4, is taking action and using that power of momentum. Often the hardest part of any journey is getting started. So here are some actionable steps to help you move forward. So firstly, engage with the market. Start attending open houses even if you're not ready to buy just yet. It helps you understand what's available and builds your confidence in the property buying process. Secondly, start building some relationships in the property industry. Talk to local agents and let them know that you're looking for a certain type of property and criteria, and to keep you posted on that. They may have off-market opportunities that you wouldn't have found elsewhere if you didn't reach out or build that relationship. And thirdly, stay educated. Listen to podcasts, read books, and follow property market updates. Knowledge is power, and it will help you make informed decisions when the time comes. A fifth really important step here is about embracing delayed gratification. If buying a home feels out of reach right now, remember that delayed gratification often leads to better outcomes. So here are 3 reasons why. The market moves in cycles. What feels unattainable today may be within reach tomorrow as markets shift and new opportunities arise. Secondly, it gives you time to invest in yourself. Use this time to strengthen your finances, increase your income, and build a bigger deposit. Thirdly, focus on that long-term gain. A small delay today could mean a better property or financial situation down the road. And lastly, a really key step is trying to stay positive. Buying a home is a big milestone, but it's not the only measure of success. Surround yourself with supportive people and celebrate small wins, and remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to owning a property. Alright, so there you go. 6 actionable steps or stages that you need to go through if you're feeling behind at the moment on your property journey. Understand why you're feeling behind as the first step. Secondly, reflect on your current position to see if you're being realistic and understanding what roadblocks you have in place at this point in time. The third step is to build a plan moving forward, setting really clear goals. And then you have to take action and get that momentum going, and so amazing things can happen and you'll be closer to achieving that property goal that you're wanting. Step 5, as I said, try to embrace that delayed gratification as you're building up your deposit or you're taking those steps towards your bigger goal. And lastly, but most importantly, is to cultivate that really positive mindset. Surround yourself with people that will be supportive of you as well, and you'll be moving into that new property and achieving your property goals in no time at all. Alright, that wraps up another episode of Property Ponderings. If you're feeling like everyone else has bought a home except you, just take a deep breath. Not only is that not true, but take a deep breath because your journey is unique and it's never too late to get started. So by reflecting on your position, creating a clear plan, and taking small but steady actions, you'll be moving closer to your goal in no time. If you'd like tailored advice or help navigating the buying process, I'm here to help. Reach out to me at 0400 122 081. And if you've got any questions or topics you want covered for future episodes, please let me know. And remember, your property journey is yours alone, so stay focused and we'll chat again soon. The information provided in this podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal or investment advice. While every effort is made to ensure the information shared is accurate and up to date, it may not apply to your specific circumstances. Listeners are advised to seek independent professional advice tailored to their personal situation before making any property, financial or investment decisions. Nickel Buyer Advisory and Craig Nickel disclaim all liability for any decisions made based on the information discussed in this podcast. Property markets are dynamic and outcomes can vary depending on factors such as location, timing and economic conditions. Always conduct thorough research and consult with trusted professionals before taking action. By listening to this podcast, you acknowledge and accept this disclaimer.